I didn't really make any videos or talk about this, but Ulduar is coming out in like 5 days. I need to do a Nax raid and hopefully get some gear. I don't even know what day is it. It's Saturday now. Yeah, I probably should do Nax and try to get some gear. Also, it's actually hard. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're going to do hard modes week 1. I think week 1 we're just going to clear, and then week 2 we'll do hard modes. I think that's the best idea. So, yeah, I will clear Ulduar. Absolutely. Also, you've got the new patch for WoW coming out pretty soon, too. I'll watch more content for that. Here we go.
Phase 2 of Wrath of the Lich King Classic is
they have
about
Willy
to get
doing
underway.
this. That's great.
Singer's return to patch 3.1 and unearthing the secrets of Ulduar on January 19th. Welcome all, my name is Willy. Today I'll be running you through all the big features to expect with this major content patch, including a legendary raid, new mounts and collectibles, and a whole new Titan Rune dungeon mode.
Yeah, I don't know how this works.
Later. I want to start off with the big one, the new raid, Ulduar, an ancient Titan facility high above in the Storm Peaks, a place of mystery and wonder, as well as the prison to a monster. Get ready to put your
Let's go ahead and talk about what this really is, what Ulduar really is. Ulduar will be the reckoning of dad guilds. Okay, if your guild likes to get together and laugh it up and have fun while you clear Naxxramas and get your best in slot gear, get ready to quit the game. Get ready to have your ego fucking destroyed. Because Ulduar is harder than any raid they've ever brought out. By a mile. It has actual, I know this might sound crazy, it has actual mechanics.
Team's progression pants on because this raid has a substantial difficulty curve when compared to Naxxramas or any other Wrath content so far for that matter.
Absolutely.
Or it can do if you want it to. It's up to what you and your team feel like taking on that week. One of the great things about Ulduar to experience will be that it's World of Warcraft's first and only ever raid to feature hard mode as an alternative difficulty.
That's actually not true. There was the first boss in Terrace of the Endless Spring in Mists of Pandaria, tier 14, and you could activate a hard mode that would give you better gear if you killed the warrior, the protector, last, and he would have different abilities.
Is different from heroic or mythic in that you have to complete certain actions, usually within an encounter, to activate hard mode instead of choosing the raid difficulty before you start. On XTD Constructor, for example, you need to nuke down the heart within a 30-second window, causing the boss's health to reset, as well as them gaining more powerful abilities. On Mimiron, you go and push a huge red button, and it causes fire to start spawning in the area, making a positioning heavy boss a lot more complicated. Then again, you could just do...
By the way, the fire isn't even the hard part of this fight.
Normal mode to get to grips with the bosses and their mechanics, and then go and do hard mode after you have a bit more experience and loot under your belt. It's not just the hard modes making Ulduar harder either. This raid will be set to its pre-nerf configuration for all boss encounters.
Little fun fact I want to give you guys: whenever you're tanking this boss, you want to pull with like shield wall up, because all of these cats will sometimes pounce the first person on aggro, and they'll one-shot a tank. You pull with shield wall.
And as someone who's tested the changes on the PTR, trust me, you aren't going to be walking over all of the hard mode encounters week 1, if not for many weeks for that matter. But
not
to
unless
help
you're in
us
a really
take on the
good guild.
greater challenge, gear from Ulduar has also been buffed across the board. All normal mode loot has been bumped up by 6 item levels, and all hard mode loot, including Algalon's loot table and Valinir, by 13 item levels.
That's insane.
This isn't just to make the raid easier, faster though.
258 was the same item level as mythic, or sorry, heroic at that time, 25-man Trial of the Grand Crusader.
It's there to keep Ulduar relevant for longer. In 2009, originally, Ulduar was the current raid for a couple of months before Trial of the Crusader came along and totally decimated its loot table. Players back then found little reason to revisit Ulduar, since Trial of the Crusader was frankly a much easier raid and a better source of upgrades. Looking back nowadays, we can appreciate that many players really loved Ulduar, so this time around it's going to remain in the spotlight for a little while longer, as it deserves.
I'm excited to see how the trinkets are going to change, like the higher item level ones.
Phase 2 will also see an all-new dungeon difficulty called Titan Rune Dungeons.
Yeah, how does this work?
What are these all about then? Well, inside of all heroic dungeons, there will now be a mysterious device. If all 5 players in the dungeon channel it, it will activate a new difficulty. This will increase the health and damage of all enemies present in the instance.
Health increased by 100%, damage increased by 30%. Well, that seems pretty fucking easy.
As well as providing a thematic affix to shake things up a little bit. In the Utgard dungeons, for example, enemies can apply a Glaciate debuff that deals rapid ticking damage that players have to move to get rid of. And in the Culling of Stratholme, enemies can apply a debuff that will turn players into a zombie if they can't find a cure in time. Just like the one from the Wrath pre-patch, if you remember that. Now, whilst these dungeons will certainly be harder than regular Wrath heroics, it's no Mythic Plus with an ever-scaling challenge. But it gives a good alternative path to gearing for newer characters and gives us reasons to go back and find a fresh way to take on this content.
No, that's definitely true. Like, this is really cool. I'm glad Blizzard is adding it, but if you are clearing Nax right now, you will be able to steamroll these just as easily as you can steamroll heroics. Like, heroics now, like, it's gonna be that easy.
Which back in original Wrath didn't find a huge purpose outside of being a source of emblems. During Phase 2, updates will also be coming to Tier 7 raiding loot tables, so Naxxramas, Obsidian Sanctum, and the Eye of Eternity. What will be happening is that Tier 7 25-man content will begin dropping extra items, the Tier 7 25-man loot tables will be moved to Tier 7 10-man raids, and the Tier 7 10-man raid loot tables will be moved into the new Titan Rune dungeons that we just went over. Imagine each tier of loot just moving one step down from where it is at the moment. That's the easy way to think about it. All Titan Rune dungeons will also drop Tier 7 10-man raiding loot, with the final boss also able to drop tier tokens. For main characters, Titan Rune dungeons will be of interest too, as the daily heroic on this difficulty will also drop a bag that contains 3 emblems of conquest, which everyone will want for gear upgrades come Ulduar.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Character or a new
the conquest emblems of conquest were the Ulduar ones. The emblems of triumph were the Trial of the Crusader ones, and emblems of frost were the ICC ones.
Challenge on the main, there's plenty of reasons to check out Titan Rune dungeons. Outside of raiding and dungeon content, the huge empty area in the north of Icecrown will begin to see some action. The construction of the Argent tournament grounds will now be well underway. During this state, some of the features this area has will be available, and some of them won't be quite yet. You'll probably remember this area being a little bit different and having everything unlocked.
Yeah, I forgot what it looked like when they started it.
Phase 2, and what you should expect to look forwards to in a future content phase. You will be able to start off your journey towards becoming a champion for each of your faction capitals. This will involve lots of questing around the whole of Northrend, as well as on horseback, first as an aspirant, then a valiant, and finally a champion. This also means you can collect the seals which are needed in abundance for the various mounts.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. I farmed out every single one of these fucking mounts. Every single one. I'm never gonna do these dailies. Not even once. Maybe do them once. Not even probably 7 times. Probably will not happen more than 7 times. Yep, I'm gonna do what I need to do in order to get my rating stuff. I did everything back then. I have no need to do it again.
And toy rewards, as well as the item level 200 catch-up gear. And don't forget, you need to be exalted with each faction capital too in order to get their respective titles. The meta achievement of Crusader won't be in the game yet, but you can prepare a great deal of the work that goes into that in advance. Also in during Phase 2 will be the Blast Bolt Brother dailies to help build the Colosseum. Think of it as doing your part and getting some gold for it at the same time.
I didn't know any
there
of
isn't
this.
a server-wide requirement to do these in order to progress the event, however, like there was during the Isle of Quel'Danas in TBC though. The start of the mysterious Black Knight quest chain will also be in the game too. All of this will be in preparation to set up
since
the
I never did
tournament
any of
grounds
this
for
stuff.
next phase, at which point the Argent dailies and rewards, as well as the Silver Covenant and Sunreaver Sanctum dailies and rewards, will become available alongside the new raid and dungeon. So hopefully that clears up what you can expect to be in and what will be coming in a later patch. It's more or less you can start working on tons of the rewards right now, but there'll be more sources of champion seals later to speed things up a bit.
That's nice.
Finally, for PvPers, Arena Season 6 and the Furious Gladiators gear sets and weapons will unlock. And the
Furious Gladiator was the first season that I hit 2200 in. It was a very good time for me.
top gladiators will also be able to earn the new Furious
Gladiators
that
mount was so fucking cool, man.
Alongside the
Holy
changes to gear in
shit.
Ulduar, all PvP gear across the board will be buffed by 6 to 13 item levels, so the hard-earned gear from PvP remains a great option in that content.
That's
and
good.
That's what to expect from Phase 2 of Wrath
Furious is
Classic.
232?
Whether it's
Yeah, it
PvE, PvP or collections, there should be
239 for
something
the
for everybody. I'm personally
elite
really
weapons.
looking forward to taking on pre-nerf Ulduar and seeing the raid all the way through myself. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the secrets of Ulduar.
I'm excited for
soon.
this, man. I am. I think this is going to be fucking fun. And by fun, I think that it's going to be more fun for people to watch than for me to do, because I assume that the people that are joining an Asmongold stream pug for Ulduar on release day, let's just say that Blizzard might not be bringing their best. Okay? We'll see what happens. I think that we can clear 25, man. It will not be a big deal. I do think so. And I think that I might actually, in order to make sure this happens, for the first week or two, I might actually roll off the gear in order to get people to actually show up. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, it's a bold prediction. Yeah. There's... Oh, man, I don't know. Roll the gear? No, I might have to consider it, guys. I mean, in TOC, it's fucking easy. I'll take everything. But, like, Ulduar was fucking hard, man. Do achievements from Classic get transferred to your main account? No, they do not. Looking forward to 7-hour wipe fest on Razor Scale. I'm expecting wipes on Deconstructor because people can't move out with Gravity Bomb. I think that we might wipe because we're probably going to do Stormcaller Broondeer first or last in Iron Council. And whenever he goes up in the air and he does like this static electricity everywhere, I think a lot of people will die to that. But you can pretty much 5-man that last phase. It's not a big deal. Freya is really easy with no keepers up. Let's see. People could get hit by the smash on Thorum. That could happen. Hodir, people will stand inside of the light pools and get hit by the ice. Also, like little fun fact, if you get hit by the ice that comes down that you have to stand in to not get frozen, the knockback will knock you back far enough to where you probably won't be able to get on the ice before the cast actually finishes. So you have to actually wait for it to come down and then move on to it. Let's see. So that will probably go wrong. Oh, in the last phase of Memoron, people will probably get killed by the... actually, they'll get killed by two different things. The thing you have to run out from in phase 1, and then also the Cthulhu beam. They'll probably die to that. You get frozen? Yeah, you get frozen. General Vezix, people probably... No, I don't think they're going to get killed by Shadow Crashes because DBM just tells you whenever you have one on you. Maybe on Yogg. I think Yogg is actually one of the easier fights in Ulduar at this point. Yeah, I think it'll probably be like an 8-hour minimum time period for the raid. It's going to be a while. You can expect one wipe on the crazy cat lady? No, because I'll be tanking her. So I'll be able to tell everybody when to move in, because it's the sonic screech that can kill you. And if you just kill all the cats, that's not going to be an issue. You're not going to finish it? I think we will. I think we'll probably finish it. The portal part probably get tough on Yogg if people don't know it. I don't think it will matter. The portal part will not matter because we'll be able to regen sanity because we're not doing zero light. And also, like, the damage in the brain room is not that hard either. Now, what will be hard in Yogg is having people not run in and kill the Crusher Tentacles and then have the Crusher Tentacles one-shot them. 2-hour trash wipe, it's too much stress, quit? Maybe, I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens.